We're talking about people, as you said, Netflix and chill, sex. And so we're talking about perhaps getting into something where you're thinking that they're wanting more, or they're thinking, or vice versa. And what's actually happening is you're just one of multiple people having sex. Now, friends with benefits, big fan. I think that's a positive thing to do, maybe controversially. I think if you're not in a relationship, they're not in a relationship, and you're coming together to have sex and fulfill whatever you need to fulfill within your life at that specific period of time, that's great. I don't have an issue with that. But if one party thinks they're in a relationship and the other one is 100% certain that they're not, that's what you need to be careful of. If both parties are adults consensually saying, this is something that I want to get into, and you both agree, well, that's great. But what you're talking about, and I'm so glad you brought it up, is a situationship where one person thinks that they're building towards something. One person can see them brick by brick building the house, getting the garden, getting the car, getting the dog. They're in their minds virtually building this whole thing that they're creating, and the other person just sees it as someone they're f***ing.
Yeah, that's what happens all the time. And that's a waste of your life if you want something more.
It's an absolute waste of your life, James. And so what you've got to do, a lot of the time when people get into these situationships, they have this thing called hope. They are hoping and praying and willing this to become more. And so one of the things that I've talked about for a very long time is not having sex for 31 days. And the reason that you don't have sex for 31 days is really to do with the female brain. It's to do with what happens to our brain on orgasm. So it's the oxytocin. It's all the different chemicals that go swirling around. And what it actually does, it chops off all the parts of the brain that are really important, like reasoning and decision making. And so it's why you often see a friend with an absolutely horrendous boyfriend and they're saying, isn't he just the most spectacular person you've ever met? And the reason is they've had sex, she's had an orgasm, and her brain is fogged by this. And so what I talk about is get rid of the fog. You've got 31 days. 31 days to date multiple times that week, multiple times that month, in order to make a judicious decision again about the kind of person that you actually want to be dating. And so if you are serious about wanting to be in a relationship and wanting to find the right person, it in 99% of cases does not start with a friends with benefits situation. In 99% of cases, it starts like a proper relationship. And please don't sit there thinking, maybe they'll change their mind. Maybe when they realize how incredible I am. Maybe when I actually make them breakfast the next day. Or maybe when... It's not going to happen. They're not going to change their mind. They're happy because they've got what they want. And what they want is someone they see occasionally for sex who loves, adores, and cares for them. And that's not what you want. And the problem is you can get stuck, you can get attached, and they will remind you of the thing that they said the very first time you met, which is, look, I'm not looking for anything serious right now. When someone says to you, I'm not looking for something serious right now, take them seriously. Take them seriously, because 9 months down the line, when you've been meeting up every week and you've been having sex and having dinner and doing whatever, and you're like, can I just check where this is going? Which, by the way, should never be happening at the 9-month mark, but I'm just saying.
Yeah.
They're going to turn around to you and say, well, I said at the beginning I didn't want anything serious. And you're like, what? I've met your kids. We hang out together. Like, what? So beware the situationship.